Steelers fans, stop scrolling, because what I'm about to tell you is going to flip your expectations for this season upside down. While everyone's dreaming of all-pro corner Jaire Alexander suiting up in black and gold, I'm here to tell you exactly why that's not happening. And trust me, it's not just about money. Plus, hold your breath, because Aaron Rodgers is officially a Steeler, and we've just uncovered brand new details that explain why he chose Pittsburgh, and what this means for the future of the franchise, including a shocking connection to Arch Manning. Yeah, this isn't your average offseason update. This is the beginning of a new era. Stick around. What's going on, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because today we're talking about two massive stories surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers. One is about why the team is not going after a top-tier Pro Bowl cornerback who many thought would be a perfect fit in black and gold. The other is centered around a Hall of Fame quarterback who just made one of the most shocking moves of the NFL offseason. That's right. We're talking about why the Steelers are steering clear of Green Bay's Jaire Alexander and what's really going on behind the scenes now that Aaron Rodgers has officially landed in Pittsburgh. Let's kick things off with the Jaire Alexander speculation, because this has been gaining steam over the last few weeks. Fans have been tagging the Steelers in every trade proposal imaginable, trying to bring Alexander to the Steel City. On paper, it makes sense. The Steelers are building one of the most physical, competitive defenses in the AFC, and Alexander, when healthy, is easily one of the best man-to-man corners in the NFL. He's fast, physical, and has the swagger that fits the Pittsburgh identity. But despite all that, the Steelers are not interested in trading for him, and we're going to break down exactly why that is. First and foremost, the injuries. While Jaire Alexander's talent is undeniable, his durability has become a real concern. Over the past couple of seasons, he hasn't been able to stay on the field consistently. For a team like the Steelers, which prides itself on toughness and reliability, that kind of red flag carries major weight. Mike Tomlin has always emphasized availability being just as important as ability, and right now, Alexander hasn't proven he can give a team a full season without breaking down. The Steelers have been down this road before. They've taken risks on big-name defensive backs who came with health concerns, and it hasn't always worked out. The front office is being cautious, and rightfully so. Secondly, let's talk about the money. Alexander is still under contract for big dollars. We're talking tens of millions over the next couple of years, and that's a major investment for a team that's already navigating cap space challenges. Pittsburgh has always been careful about how it allocates money to defensive backs. They typically draft and develop guys like Joey Porter Jr., rather than shelling out huge money for a veteran corner. Right now, they've already committed serious money to the front seven, including players like TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward. And with upcoming contracts looming for young stars like George Pickens, locking down an expensive injury-prone cornerback just doesn't make sense. Also, consider the Steelers' philosophy when it comes to trades. Historically, they are not aggressive wheelers and dealers. They don't make splash trades unless the return is almost guaranteed. Think back to when they traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick. That move worked because Minkah was young, healthy, and still on a rookie deal. With Alexander, you're talking about an older player who costs more and comes with risk. It's just not the same equation. And even if they were tempted to pull the trigger, Green Bay is reportedly asking for at least a second-round pick, if not more. The Steelers are not in a position to give up that kind of draft capital, not with so many needs still to address on both sides of the ball. And let's not forget about the young talent already on the roster. Joey Porter Jr. is emerging as a star. The team is high on Corey Trice Jr., who they believe can be a major contributor if he stays healthy. Plus, they brought in some solid depth through free agency. It's not a group without flaws, but it's not a glaring weakness either. The Steelers believe in building through their own system, and that patience is starting to pay off. Bringing in Alexander would disrupt that growth, and possibly shake up the locker room dynamic. Now let's pivot to the second part of today's blockbuster update. And honestly, this might be even more surprising. Aaron Rodgers is officially a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yep, you heard that right. The four-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, and longtime face of the Green Bay Packers, who recently had a short-lived stint with the New York Jets, has signed a one-year deal with the Steelers. And the implications of this move are massive, not just for Pittsburgh, but for the entire league. Let's unpack this. First, the move signals one thing loud and clear. The Steelers are not messing around. This is a team that sees its championship window opening again, and they wanted a proven leader under center to guide this young, hungry roster. While Kenny Pickett showed promise early on, injuries and inconsistency left a lot of questions about his future as the team's QB1. Mason Rudolph had flashes of brilliance, but lacks the overall ceiling the front office is looking for. With Rodgers now in town, the team has a future Hall of Famer ready to lead them into battle. Rodgers may be 41, but don't let the age fool you. When he's healthy, he still has one of the best arms in the game. He's calm under pressure, he reads defenses better than almost anyone in NFL history, and he brings the kind of championship mindset that could elevate everyone around him. Najee Harris, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, all these guys are going to benefit from Rodgers' presence. His accuracy, timing, and ability to extend plays outside the pocket bring a whole new dynamic to Pittsburgh's offense. That said, there are risks. Rodgers is coming off a torn Achilles that limited his impact in New York. While he made a surprisingly fast recovery and even returned to practice late last season, no one really knows how his body will respond to a full 17-game season at this point in his career. The Steelers are taking a calculated risk here, but it's one with potentially massive upside. If Rodgers can stay healthy and click with offensive coordinator Arthur Smith's new system, this team could be one of the most dangerous in the AFC. But here's where things get really interesting. Some insiders believe this move isn't just about the 2025 season, it's about setting the stage for 2026 and beyond. Rodgers, according to reports, may have accepted this deal with the understanding that he's mentoring the next guy up, and that next guy could be someone Pittsburgh is quietly eyeing in the upcoming draft, Arch Manning. The nephew of Peyton and Eli, Arch is already drawing major attention as a generational talent. If Rodgers doesn't pan out, or if the team decides to go young in 2026, they could be in a position to draft Arch and let him learn from one of the greatest to ever do it. Rodgers' presence also brings leadership to a team that's full of young energy but has lacked consistency. His ability to manage the clock, control tempo, and dominate in the 2-minute drill is going to be invaluable. And let's not forget, this isn't just any quarterback we're talking about. This is a future Hall of Famer who's still playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's got something to prove after how things ended in Green Bay and New York, and now he's in a city that lives and breathes football. Naturally, not everyone is happy about this move. Some fans worry that Rodgers' presence will stunt the growth of young QBs on the roster. Others question whether his personality will clash with Tomlin's locker room culture. And of course, there's the ever-present fear of injury. But the bottom line is this: the Steelers needed a spark, and they got one. Rodgers brings attention, credibility, and the potential for a deep playoff run. And if he can recapture even a fraction of his MVP form, the Steelers just became a serious contender in the AFC. Now let's be real. Things are going to get heated in the AFC North this season. Rodgers is stepping into a division with Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Deshaun Watson. It's going to be a war every single week. And don't forget the defenses, especially in Cleveland. Myles Garrett has already made some comments, saying he's looking forward to introducing himself to Rodgers. The rivalry games just got a whole lot spicier. So what does this all mean for the Steelers moving forward? It means the pressure is on. The standard is the standard, as Tomlin always says, and that standard just got a lot higher. There's no rebuilding here. There's no more waiting for the future. The future is now. Rodgers is here. The roster is stacked with talent, and expectations are sky high. Let us know what you think in the comments. Should the Steelers have gone after Jaire Alexander, or did they make the right move by holding off? And what are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers in black and gold? Is this the start of something special, or is it a short-lived experiment with too much risk? Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any updates. We'll be covering every game, every press conference, and every twist in the stall.